Hello, this is Miss Pat from Samuel's Public Library. This week in Science Scouts, we're going to learn about friction and we're going to attempt to make a hovercraft. So let's talk about You with the Wind by Hanna Konola. This one starts in April. In April, I gently fly kites in the sky. This is what the wind does. In May, I blow flower petals here and there. In June, I push soft summer clouds in the sky. In July, I blow boats on their way. In August, I bring rain clouds from the faraway seas. In September, I let birds ride on my back toward the south. In October, I twist and twirl and strip leaves off the trees. In November, I blow leaves into big piles with mighty gusts. In December, I dance around with snowflakes. In January, I blow some speed for skaters on ice. And in February, I sometimes stay very still. In March, I tickle your cheeks and look forward to a new spring. Okay, and these are all the things that the wind did. Now, we're going to talk about friction, and the wind here helped with some of the friction. It helped to blow things that were going to rub against each other. It helped to blow the boats because the boats weren't moving, they were stuck with the water, right? There was friction with the water, and we're going to talk what that is in a moment. Okay, and it helped the ice skaters here because they had friction between their skates and the ground. So let's find out what friction is, okay? And I've already mentioned it's going to be something to do with two forces rubbing against each other. Okay, so friction is the force between two surfaces. When they rub, it can slow you down if you're trying to move, right? Like when you're skiing, you have your skis hitting the ice slope. One's going one way, one's going the other. It kind of slows you down, right? Or sliding. Those of you guys that play baseball, you probably recognize this guy, right? You slow down. You're going really, really fast, and then you slide into the base. Well, the ground is going this way, you're going this way, and you're kind of slowing down. All right, so that's going to be friction. Another way that you guys always do friction, when you rub your hands together, that's friction. You're rubbing against each other. Friction makes energy. Anybody know what kind of energy you're feeling when you do this? You're feeling heat energy, right? Your hands are warming up. This is what we do in the wintertime. We do a lot of friction in the wintertime when our hands are ice cold. We go like this to warm them up, right? But it's the energy and the force that's rubbing between the two. Now today, we're going to talk about hovercrafts and reducing the friction, okay? So vehicles that move above water or land by gliding on air, right? The air is blowing down. So if you look at this picture here, the propellers are making air push down, and it's pushing up just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit above the water. See, this boat down here isn't really flying up high above the water, okay? It's just a little bit above the water, and it's got those two giant propellers back there, but it's flying above the water. It's just pushing air down so that they're a little bit above it, and then they can move across a lot easier. And we're going to do that, okay? So we're going to make a balloon hovercraft today. So remember, you got to watch the videos to figure out how to do this. So what we're going to give you in your bag, and I'll show you that in a moment, but this is what you're going to set it up like, and your balloon is going to be attached to the cap, and it's going to push the air, because you're going to blow the balloon up, it's going to push the air right through, okay? And you see how there's just a little cushion of air down here, right? And that's all you're going to need. And then you can just kind of push the balloon a little bit and it'll float across your table. All right, so let's see, what are we going to get in our kits? So in your kits, if you guys come in and get your kits, you're going to get one of these, right? It's an old CD that's been scratched up on the bottom. And I'm going to have a thing attached to it. I'm going to have a bottle top attached to it. Yes, they've all been washed. I boiled them all. We've drilled a hole in the bottom. If you can see, let's see if we, right? You can see a hole right there. Now, if you want to make that bigger because you want more air to come out, you want to see if you can do that. Okay. And when you attach that on, you want to make sure it's on. Don't break the CD. Okay. You're going to get to decorate the CD, right? You have stickers, you can get crayons and markers. Somebody even put a little Lego guy, they sat him on here. You can try and figure out where to sit them on here. If you only put one on, it kind of lopsided. It doesn't quite go that way. So you might want to put one on each side and see if you can get it to work. And you're going to get a balloon. Okay, so you got this piece together, right? And you're going to blow up your balloon. All right, now twist the balloon. Okay. You're not tying it, you're going to twist it, okay, because you're going to need some energy, you're going to need some leeway or time to get it on the cap, all right? And then you're going to put it on the cap. Try and center it, because we want the air to go down that hole, okay? All right, you see it's still twisted, but it's over there. You might want to hold on to it a little bit. Make sure you got it down all the way. All right, then you're going to untwist it. Right, and you see how it's blowing? Right, you can see how it's moving. And you guys can have races with them like that. Okay, so you got more than one in a house, you and your siblings, you can make those together. Have races. Again, you can kind of decorate them. This one was decorated, right, as a face. Again, if you want to try and make that hole a little bit bigger, get a bigger nail, poke a hole through there. Scissors are kind of hard. These things are very hard to cut with a scissor, right? But this is a hovercraft, and the air is pushing down from the twisted balloon, right? Once you untwist it, the air wants to go somewhere. And you know, when you blow up a balloon and you let go, it all flies away. So the air wants to go somewhere, and it has that hole. So it's pushing down through that hole, and it's coming out the bottom hole right here, okay? And it's just pushing up this thing a little bit so it can slide around. Now, it doesn't work too well on rugs. I've tried it a little bit on the concrete outside. It depends on how rough the concrete is, but it works really well on top of tables or wooden floors, something like that. Right, something that's kind of flat and not too rough, because that's going to create more friction. And you guys know that in the wintertime, right? When you're walking on rugs, what happens? Remember when we talked about the friction? And then you go like this in the wintertime? That's created a lot of friction and static, right? Creates a lot of energy, and now you got electricity. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Come in and get a STEM kit, okay?